why I do what I do is because I want to see more women leaders in the world, because I believe purpose-driven women leaders in the world is how we change the world. And if I can help more women step up into their confidence and their leadership by way of building a brand, get their message out there, and that helps them create a ripple effect for change and impact, then I've done my job.
Hey there, you all. It's Nikki B here, and welcome back to Futureland365 podcast and radio show right here on WOVU 95.9. And you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of these conversations that we're having to help you get resources to connect you to your future self. We were just talking about that off camera. So, you guys, I am so excited, always excited. It's good to tap into your excitement, right? Not nervousness, any of the anxiousness. No, being excited about what conversation I'm going to have today with my guest. She's absolutely beautiful. She's in her soft girl era, I would say, right? Tapping into that. And I'm excited to share her expertise with you all. But before we do that, you all, don't forget to also go to our website, futurelandcle.com. You don't want to miss any of the events that we have for you all to connect you with bold innovators, entrepreneurs, and creatives. Okay, so let me introduce you all to our guest today. So we have Miss Jennah Lear in the building. Yay! So Miss Jennah Lear is a brand strategist, a designer, author, and founder of Blue Loui Studio. Did I say that? That correctly? Blue Loui.
Yes, you said it correct. Everyone wants to say Lewis, but it's Louis.
It's Louis. Don't add the S there. It's right there. I love that. Yeah. So we have so much to unpack here because I'm intrigued by all of these things. Brand strategist, designer, author, founder of Blue Loui Studio.
Yeah, all the things.
All the things. So hello, welcome. Thanks you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to
absolutely
have this conversation and just dive deeper into it.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share with our audience who you are and what you do and why you do it. Like what happened here? How do we turn it up a notch, and how do we get into this creative entrepreneur space, right? So I'll let that be the first question. So Ms. Jennah Lear, right? You started out in corporate.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we found the transition into creative entrepreneurship. So give us a summary about how that happens. How do we end up here in this space?
Yeah. Well, it's always a crazy journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I worked really hard. I always kind of start with like college, right? They always say, go to college, work hard. You'll get out, you'll get a job, everything will be fine.
And you're going to make all the money.
You're going to make all the money.
Your life is going to be set once you graduate college.
Yep, that part right there. And that was not my experience. And I actually really struggled to find a job that I liked. I'm grateful that I did find my way into marketing and advertising departments of local companies, actually. Learned a lot, as always, but I just felt called for more. And I really worked hard to get through school in 4 years. I like doubled up, tripled up on credits, worked 2-3 jobs. I was like, I am pushing through this, because of what's on the other side, right? What I was told was on the other side. And when I got to corporate, I would see my peers really falling into the jobs that they loved and teams that they loved. And I just didn't have that experience. And I felt that I was started to say, I was maybe called for something a little bit bigger, something more.
Yeah.
And I was never really introduced to like running your own business or entrepreneurship. That was not the upbringing I had or kind of like the exposure I had. But to keep a long story short, it was really kind of something that kind of fell into my lap. I was surfing the web when I wasn't supposed to be in my corporate job. And I saw this program, Learn How to Start Your Business in 90 Days.
What?
And I always say, like, I had already thought about going back to school for like a business degree, and all of that, but I hadn't paid off the first set of loans. So second set, I don't know.
Right.
So I was like, well, okay, let's give it a go. It was called Boss School. It's no longer around, unfortunately, but that program introduced me to not just what it's like to run a business and in a very quick, short stint, But it also challenged me to look myself in the mirror and ask myself, who am I and what I actually want?
Right.
Not just hitting the credentials of college, job, then family, I guess, comes next, right? It was like, no, who are you in this world? And what are you actually being called for? And that was the start of it for me.
Wow, I love that. So just for clarity for myself, and I know you guys want to know as well. So the first degree or the first education, what was that background? Was it marketing? Was it business, or what was that?
Actually, I have a Bachelor of Fine Art. So,
There we go.
my concentration was graphic design, so commercial art. So that's how I ended up in the marketing and advertising departments.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't already, right? Hit pause here. If you're if you're listening on YouTube, please hit pause. And if you're listening on the radio, use another device. Check things out here. Miss Jennah Lear. Go to her IG, go to her website, all the things, and you'll see why her background actually pushed her to fortify into where she is now. Because this young lady, you know, I checked her out. I did some research. I'm like, oh, this girl is amazing. But also let me share a little bit more as well. This is not our first encounter.
Yes.
So the first time that I met you and found out about you was actually on Girl Talk.
Yes.
On that
One of my
platform.
favorites.
Yes, mine as well.
Yeah.
And you were sharing about I know you had your book that you were sharing at that time. But what was it that you were talking about that day? Was it about branding? I think it was.
Yeah.
It was branding, and I think women being in this space. And when did you know to come into this creative entrepreneurship? This part of it. I think that's what it was. I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I don't remember the topic, because I think there were a couple different girl talks that I was on. And one of them was about feminism. And then another one was probably about, you know, the creative journey or something like that. But yeah, anything branding realm, that's me.
Right.
So
it is.
Yeah. And that stems from corporate. I was working with one brand, and what I learned when I got into that program I mentioned was that this was the piece that was missing for smaller business owners and entrepreneurs. They didn't know about branding and what it could do for your business. And that's where I kind of saw my opportunity, because I kind of had a little love affair with brands and how you create one. And so that was kind of the spark from corporate to my own business.
I love that so much. And okay, I know I'm going to jump a little bit here, but so you said you were inspired, like, I see an opportunity here in how I can help smaller businesses. So if you did not have a background in business and entrepreneurship and things like that, how did you think, or what was the first step to put your program together?
Yeah. I will say, here's like the biggest gap too, is we're so good at what we do as small business owners, even in the beginning, right? You have a superpower, you have a craft. But what do you do? What's the business? How do you learn that?
What's the name of it? What is the scope? What
things?
What industry is this? Or is this not thought of yet? Like, how do what is the first step?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot. And, 7-8 years in, I'm still learning the things. I don't think it ever stops.
Yeah.
But that's really what that boss school was about. It was a crash course in, the highlights of what it looks like to run a business, not just, provide the service, which I was doing logos and websites and the brand design side of things when I first started. And first started meaning like just making the decision that I'm going to start a business, right? But that crash course taught me, like, okay, like you said, what are we going to call the company? How do you want to structure it? Here's the things you need to put in place. Here's the accounting. Here's the legal.
Oh my goodness.
All the stuff.
So many things.
I'm so grateful for that side, in addition to like the more mindset and who you be side as well.
Right.
And there's no way you can like get all of that in 90 days.
No.
So that was just the catalyst for me.
Right.
So,
just like you just stated, 7-8 years. And there's still so much more
So much
to learn. I mean, you think about individuals who were groomed or prepped by their grandparents or parents, right?
Yeah,
They're
they grew up
born
in a
into
business.
it. And that's about 20 something years.
True.
And then they say, oh, now you're ready, right? So
It's true.
7-8 years, girlfriend, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
The clarity that you have and the conciseness and the simplicity that you share with your clients. I've seen the testimonials, so I'm like, oh, these guys are they're excited. They can't wait to go. You share with them the 1, 2, 3 steps, right? Although it's not 1, 2, 3 steps.
Yeah.
There is 1 A, B, C, D.
Yes.
But you share those things with them, and that's what it's about, being a brand strategist.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I'll say to that, to your original question too, it's like the program came later. And so I think what it really comes back to is looking at it from a perspective of like, where are we leading our clients and how are we not just there to coach them or teach them, but how are we actually taking them from point A to B to C to D? And I'll kind of own my space and power in this, and that's where I kind of really carved out my own niche and created my own program, because I kept seeing the cherry picking of marketing. And I was like, okay, let's simplify this, guys. Like, let's stop throwing spaghetti at the wall. Let's go through these steps. And by the end, you actually will have a brand. You will have a working strategy. You'll have the clarity on how, you get to show up in the world and really lead your movement. I like to talk about, which we can get into that later. But the whole point being that it was really an opportunity to just really lead others on what I had learned through, my 4, 5, 6 years in corporate. So, yeah.
You guys, I love this so much. I'm getting so excited because I can just see myself even going through Jennah's program here. Let's just give them a little insight. What's the name of your program? CASP.
CASP. Yeah. So I jokingly describe it as like kind of like Casper the Friendly Ghost without the ER, because it is an odd like word, but it stands for Client Attraction Strategy Program.
Wow.
And it really
attraction. That right there, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because
we have so much to say here.
It's okay. I was just gonna say, because although my platform is branding, what I don't think is a lot of business owners realize is that it actually, when you set up your brand and the foundation of your brand in a strategic way, you will attract your dreamy clients. Mm-hmm. And that is a whole method in and of itself, which is a really beautiful thing to watch unfold. So, yeah.
I love this so much. Yeah. I think this is going to be pivotal to that individual who's watching right now. I see you. Mm-hmm. I see you. I know you're watching. And you needed to hear this. And we're not done with this conversation. We're just getting started, you all. Mm-hmm. Just letting you all know, if you're just now tuning in, that's exactly what we're talking about today. Playing bigger with your brand with Miss Jennah Lear.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And she just shared with us how she got started a little bit, not all the details, but continue watching and you'll find out more. Yeah. I can't wait to find out even more, because what I'm finding and the trend that I'm hearing about is it's not necessarily just a brand. Mm-hmm. I think going through your program and the things that you offer and the services that you offer, you really get down to the identity, right?
Absolutely. Perfect word. Yes.
What I heard over, I was at the Urban Winery, CLE in Cleveland Heights.
That place is cool.
Yeah, I love that place. And there's this picture that she has with a quote on it, and it says, "Your vibe will attract your tribe."
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's so true.
And it's so true. Once you understand who you are and your identity, you can build a brand with that, right? And once you do that, you'll be able to attract the clients that are needed, right? That you can support, help, serve, whatever that thing is. So that's what we're diving into today, you all. Right here on Futureland 365 on WOVU 95.9. And you guys, we'll be right back because we have more with Miss Jennah Lear.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Come on, y'all. We got some big news, Cleveland. Your favorite community radio station, WOVU 95.9 FM, is now on iHeartRadio. That's right. No matter where you are, you can stream the voice of the village anytime, anywhere. Get all your favorite shows, the hottest community conversations, and the music that moves the culture. Now just a tap away on iHeartRadio app. So whether you're at home, at work, or on the go, take WOVU with you. Search WOVU 95.9 FM on your iHeartRadio app. Because our voices matter 24/7, and so does the mission. WOVU 95.9 FM. Our voices united, mission driven 24/7. The voice of the community, a Burton Belcar community radio station.
Awesome and amazing day, you all. It's Nikki B here, and you're right back here on Futureland 365, right here on WOVU 95.9. And we're back with Miss Jennah Lear.
Hello.
Hey there, girlfriend. Welcome back.
Yes, happy to be here still.
Still back. She did not run away.
Yes.
She's still here. She didn't say, you know what, this is too much. I'm nervous. No, I'm done, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, nope, I'm still here. Let's keep talking. Let's continue having this conversation. So before we went to break, we were talking about how you got started, what prompted you to shift from stuck to being into a creative entrepreneur space. So she shared that with us, and she shared with us that her background is in
graphic design.
Yeah. And we can see that.
Yeah.
Right? That's so cool. I wish I had some of those talents.
It's
I try on Canva and things, but it takes me a long time.
Yeah.
But I get the job done. It's just it's a little stressful.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill set I'm grateful for in the world that I'm in now, because there's a lot of needs that get pumped out, and I can do them myself, which is beautiful. So,
I love that. You don't have to acquire someone else's talents and skills. You can utilize what's within you.
Absolutely.
So, I love that. Yeah. And then you share that with other individuals, right? Like, oh, well, here's how I can serve you in this way.
Absolutely. I still do design work for clients. So it's not as much as it used to be, but I still love having that like creative outlet almost. Yeah. As opposed to like the like high level thinking on the strategy and function side. So I can see that. I can understand that. Having that creative outlet, because you're like thinking so much, which takes a lot more power. And then the creative part, it actually refuels you. It does.
And puts you back into that space. So, okay. Thanks for sharing that. So you guys, y'all know I go deep all the time. Let me get back focused here. So now what we want to talk about here, I want to talk about Blue Loui. Like, what? That is such a cool, fun name. So let's talk about founding Blue Loui and your why behind supporting women business leaders.
Yeah. So this is also what I teach my clients, because once I really went deep on this myself, I realized it's so much bigger than the product or the service that I sell. But I'll start out by saying, in terms of the name, because that's a very short and cute story. So,
it's intriguing. Like,
yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's fun too. And, I think like the short of it is I never wanted to own an agency. A lot of graphic designers go out to freelance, and then from freelance, they start their own agencies. I never really wanted that. So I didn't ever go with like a traditional like design name or art name or whatever, or media name or advertising name. I went with something that I felt could grow with me, because I never knew where I was going to take the business. Like I could have never dreamed this back when I first took that, the first class of that crash course in boss school, right? And I think there's so much magic to that too. But all that's to say, so I went through a whole list of names.
I'm sure.
As you do. And I landed on something that would be personal to me and my heart. And also, again, like the brand could change, the services and offers could change, and it could grow with it. So Blue is my cat.
I would have never guessed that.
That's plot twist, right?
Is he or she blue?
It's a she, and she's a black cat. But, when the light hits different, sometimes she's brown, maybe she's a little black, maybe she's a blue.
Okay, Blue. I see you, Blue.
Yeah. So that's my baby. And then my middle name is Louise. So So
okay,
Blue Loui
I love that.
is really where that came
That's
from.
so cute. I love when you have a business or a brand organization, something like that, and it's actually an extension of you.
Yes.
Right. It goes back to what I was just talking about, your identity. Because it's not, sometimes people have stage names and things like that. And it's total opposite of who they truly are. Right. Or it's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know if that really makes sense. I relate to that because for me and my name, Nikki B, if you guys don't know, my name is actually Nicole, and it means victory of the people.
Love that.
But that's not the point there. Anyway, my dad calls me Nikki B.
Okay.
So ever since I was younger, he would always sign my cards and things like that, Nikki B, or to my Nikki B. My parents were teenage parents. So they were about 16 years old. And I have my mom's last name. So my dad would always make sure that I knew who I was and put that B. His last name is Baldwin.
Oh, okay.
So Nikki B. So that's an extension. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's both names.
Yeah.
So
we can brand that.
See what I'm saying? She's like already going here. So we'll have our consultation, not on camera. You guys can't see all that, but you'll see the result of it very soon.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll be on there as a testimonial and say how great and how much more clear I am. And you'll see the clients that I attract. I'm so excited.
And that goes hand in hand, if I can answer the other question you asked, because what you just shared is hand in hand with why I even started, right? My why.
Yeah.
And I love that you absolutely shared that, and it's so personal to you. And I think that this is the piece that gets missed most when it comes to building a brand. It's like, oh, let's make it look great. Let's like throw some values together. But really, if you want to grow a brand and you're purpose driven, doesn't mean you have to be a nonprofit or a charity. I think being a for-profit, purpose-driven business is highly impactful and needed in the world. But it really does start with going deeper of what you believe to be true and what you stand for. And knowing that you stand for something is why people want to work with you and be in your world. And so for me, my biggest thing was, yes, branding, right? Let's really set you up to really attract the most ideal clients. But for me, it goes deeper into that, because I believe that when you choose to do that, it's a bold move. And you're standing up bold and unapologetic and brave and saying, here's who I am and here's what I believe. And that's such a beautiful platform as a business owner to be able to say, hey, when I am bold with what I believe, I can help more people. And when I help more people, I can create change. And at the end of the day, I love branding. I talk about it all day. But why I do what I do is because I want to see more women leaders in the world. Because I believe purpose-driven women leaders in the world is how we change the world. And if I can help more women step up into their confidence and their leadership by way of building a brand, get their message out there, and that helps them create a ripple effect for change and impact, then I've done my job.
Listen, I heard this from a wise man before. He said, anytime you give a woman something, she's going to multiply it, right?
Yes.
So us knowing the basics and going to the root of things, when we get that, imagine how that bamboo is going to grow so fast.
It's true.
If you guys aren't familiar with how a bamboo grows, it grows once it hits the environment, the exposed environment, it grows like that. However, underground, it takes a lot of time, right? It takes a very long time. I forget the exact amount of years or time. However, do your research, find out. Find that out. But my point of saying that is that once we understand something and know the basics or is taught something, it grows like that, right? It multiplies like that, right?
Yes.
So, buy a woman a house and she'll create a home. Oh, yeah. Right? Bring her groceries. She'll prepare some meals for you. Yeah. So that's exactly, we have babies.
Yes. Yeah.
We bring forth life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I love that you're tapped into your why, and that is your why, right? The service of actual women leaders, right? Who are purpose driven, not just ambitious selfishly, but to to support their communities.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Marketing's much deeper than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
If you allow yourself to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you find that out though? How did you know that that is the demographic, or that is the type of person that you wanted to serve?
So this is it's a short story, but it's one of my favorite along my journey and what I've experienced. When I joined that program, that Boss School program, I was in there with about 90 other women, and it was a virtual school. And what happened is the tone and intention was set that we're going to come together and we're going to learn together, but we're also going to hold each other accountable. And this is a space that is loving and judgment free. And this is also a space where we're not going to let you give up on your dreams, because that's just way too easy to let yourself off the hook. And I personally had never experienced such an open and honest and loving space between women before. I've never been shown that, that exists. And, what I had seen was on the opposite. Women compete for partners, jobs, and with each other, right? And so when I experienced that, something just shifted in me, from a cellular level. I was like, you want to see me win and you don't have a hidden agenda?
Yeah. You truly want to authentically see me win.
Yes.
What?
It was wild. And it may be commonplace for someone out there, and I count your blessings, because that's beautiful if you've had that experience. But if you have not, these spaces exist. And it was because of those strangers that I met in this random program that I was held to such a high standard of my vision and my dream. And it was there's a lot of hard things in building a business from the ground up, but we're not going to let you stop. We're not going to let you give up on yourself. You call us when you need us. We're here to talk through things. We'll get you whatever you need. Come stay here or go to this event with me or whatever. And, like I said, that shifted so much in me that from that point on, I was dedicated to helping women be able to obviously create their brand and their mission, but also create spaces where women could experience that too. Because I know that if it changed me in that huge way, then we needed more of it.
Absolutely.
And this needed to be exposed, and this needed to be the new standard of how we actually grow a business.
Right.
So yeah.
I love that so much. We talk about mindset all the time, right?
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that, because I do believe if you're talking about it, there's someone here.
Yeah.
There's someone listening. There's someone watching that needed to hear that, right? And your vibe is attracting your tribe here today.
Yes.
Right? So I won't be surprised if people start to reach out to you after this conversation. So I can't wait to hear about that. So please let me know. Right? I get excited when those things happen as well. You on a cellular level get excited, something's shifting and something is changing. That's the same way for me. So I love that. So let's continue talking about mindset and things like that. So the 1% shift, right? So how small mindset changes lead to big business breakthroughs, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you see that happening, and what are some testimonials or some things or some good news reports that you've heard from some of your clients?
Yeah. I think this 1% shift theory comes back to, if you've been in business for a while, you don't have to burn it all down. You just need a 1% shift that's going to get you to the next best step or the next best level, right? And that's really what that's about. And I think from a mindset perspective, learning how to reframe things is one of your superpowers as a leader. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, your job is literally to problem solve. That's it. That's the basis of your job title.
Yeah. How do we solve for this?
Absolutely. Because there's always a way, and there's always something available for you. And if we were to let one roadblock stop us, well, we would just give up in the beginning. Because this journey is really not just, how can I, build the business or find the next client. It's about, who am I becoming in the process? Identity, right? And so, as much as I love strategy, at the end of the day, working on your mindset is going to take you to the next level. And it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, I agree there. I heard Dr. Eric Thomas say, the hip hop preacher, right? If you all are familiar with Dr. Eric Thomas, he said, small steps, great distances.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's definitely the point to what you're saying there, supports that. 1%, just 1% or one small increments of change. Wow, over time, look at the impact that I've created.
Absolutely.
Especially with myself first, and then it's an extension once I'm able to serve and support those individuals. So I love that so much. Jennah, we're rolling along, girlfriend. As you guys see, all these papers here, I have all these topics and conversations that I have here. But because she's such a wealth and depth of knowledge and experience, we're not going to get to all of these today, you all. But I do want to talk about, so how do you help those clients reach their dream goals, right? So take us through that process, and what does that look like?
Yeah. So specifically through the branding process, which to your earlier point of some like testimonials and all of that, this kind of like rolls together. So what I've created, just to put it out in a most logistical way, is I've created 5 steps to create a brand, to create a marketing plan that works, and to really help you step out as the leader that you are, so that you can start to attract your dreamy clients and dreamy opportunities too. Right? Building a brand is, and I like to kind of bring it back to basics, building a brand is the identity that you market with. So when you think about marketing and you're like, well, I don't know what to do. Well, if you don't have a brand, you surely aren't going to know what to do, let alone when you do have a brand. And then you're like, okay, where do we begin?
So you mean to tell me I have these t-shirts, I just can't just sell them? I have to have a why behind it?
You can,
but you're not going to have that much reach.
I think at the end of the day, it's like, it always comes back to this, like, who am I trying to help? And where are they? And if I know those 2 things, then I can get in front of them.
I see.
And as long as I know those 2 things, and then I take action to get in front of them, all I have to do is open my mouth. And when I share my message, someone in that room, as long as it's, my dreamy client or dreamy audience, ideal client audience, is going to come forward and say, I've been looking for you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your message. Thank you for teaching. Thank you for serving. Thank you for, being at this event today. And, you're handing out t-shirts, but you told me about your mission, and I'm looking for exactly you.
And how do you know this?
How do I know this string of events?
How do you know that is what happens? It sounds like these things have happened to you.
Oh, of course.
And were you shocked the first time? Like, oh,
yeah,
what I'm doing is needed?
Yeah. I think it's like, it always comes from the trials and tribulations, if you will, right? It's like, I've had many workshops that had 0 people in them, right? I've had many events that just didn't take off, and I also within me was like, I know that I have a message to share. I have people I can help. Something gets to shift.
Yeah.
And so I started doing the deeper work around my own message, not becoming known as the logo lady, right? Because I had designed all the logos and websites in the beginning, but rather becoming known as the go-to expert to help women entrepreneurs build their brand.
Yeah.
And so my own process and evolution, I've learned all these things. And then I thought, okay, we're cherry picking marketing. We're not taking the time to dive deep enough into our own movement and identity. And we're trying to create a website to fix all the problems of feeling confident in who we are, or we're hoping our website attracts our ideal clients. So what if I were to take all the things I see missing and create these 5 steps and take my clients through these 5 steps like I did for myself, and then come out the other side hitting the milestones that you hit.
Yeah.
And I started hitting the 10K months before I even had the program out there, because I was doing all the shifts. And then I was like, this program's needed. Let me turn around and help other women with this. Like, I'm magical, but I'm not a lucky person, right? I just put in the work. put in the work, I put in the investment, I put in the energy, I put in the time and the risk and the sacrifice. And there's something so beautiful to learning who you are in those moments too.
Right.
So then I created the program, turned around and said, this is how you do it. And those that have gone through it have really come out the other side, not just knowing, okay, now I know my marketing plan. Now I know my message. Now I know who I can serve and who I am in the world. But there's a whole identity and transformation that happens too. So, yeah.
So you guys, I knew it. I know we were going to go a little deep here.
Yeah.
Because we can't go too deep, right? Because we only have 45 minutes to have this conversation. But you guys, talking about identity, relationships and identity, like those are major players in any business that you're going to start, brands, whatever it is that you're going to do. Those are so important. That's what I'm finding this theme today to be. But you guys, before we go any further, we definitely have to take a little break. We need a swig of water.
Sure.
We need to take a deep breath because she's really going deep and sharing with us what it takes to build a successful brand and how to play big.
Yeah.
Right? With your brands.
If I can add one last piece, it's like really at the end of the day, how do people know you're the solution and you're the person that they need to know in rooms you're not even in? That's a brand.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it.
Love that.
So you guys, we'll be right back right after these messages. I'm getting tongue tied because I can't wait to come back, you guys, to find out more. So it's Nikki B here, right here on Futureland 365 on WOVU 95.9. We'll be right back. Hey there, you all. It's Nikki B here, right here on Futureland 365 on WOVU 95.9. Because I'm so excited, those words were mashed up together. I am very excited and grateful that I had the opportunity to talk with Miss Jennah Lear today. So thank you for your time. Girlfriend, this time went by so fast. Can you believe that?
Likewise. Yeah. Like I can from a perspective of like when the conversation's good, it just flies by. And also like, no.
Right. Like we're not done yet. We have more to share.
Yeah.
And I have more questions to ask, but, who knows? I think we'll meet again and we'll have this conversation to go further.
I love it.
Sound good to you?
Yeah, let's do it.
That.
Part 2, part 3, part 4.
But something that I am very curious about and something that you were sharing in the previous session that we were just talking in is you were talking about the 5 steps that you walk your clients through. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right, Ms. Lear, as I stated you all, she is an author as well. So you see this book here, this is her. And I told her, I was like, this is giving The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Are you guys familiar with that show?
Yeah.
I was in love. I was obsessed with that. It's giving old Hollywood. And so it's beautiful. I love this. It looks great. Yeah. I'm sure you had a lot to do with the marketing here.
My photographer did the majority of the magic. But
okay.
Yes.
Yes. So the title of this book is Market Your Magic. So it says the key steps to building a purpose-driven brand that consistently attracts.
Yes.
Yeah. So is this where we find the 5 steps?
It is. So, one of the things that I really wanted to make sure was that, I have my program and I love to really guide women entrepreneurs through that program. But for those that aren't quite ready or, they're budgeting in, right? Because it is an investment. I would say go read my book. The 5 steps are in there and you can get your wheels spinning and you can get some pre-work done. And I really believe if you almost kind of study it, you'll start to make some shifts before you come join me and the other women entrepreneurs. Yeah. Like, so just make some shifts, really, open yourself up to what could happen if you just try.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, my mission is to help as many people as possible. And so restructuring business and program to be able to do that. But in the meantime, my book can go across the world. So I'm so grateful for it. Yeah.
Yes. And you guys, I'm sure that you're going to find, results, if not as soon as possible, but you'll see those things over time. Because like we talked about, the 1% shifts, right? Yeah. So small steps, great distances.
Absolutely. It takes time. And, just for reference, it took me maybe 3 months just to come up with my own message as I started to shift my business identity. Yeah. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some space and some time. And when you want to move faster, come join us in the program. But the 5 steps are in there, everything from diving deeper into, why you, to learning how to niche and what that means to really call forward your dreamy clients, and over to creating a message that's really going to help you step out and lead and become confident in answering the question that we all get stuck on is, so what do you do?
Yes. Oh my God.
What do you do?
That's a huge question.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Break it down little by little. Oh, this is what I do. This is who I am. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love that so much. And you talk about your program. So share with the individuals the program. We talked about it very early on in the conversation, but those of you who are just chiming in, let our audience know what that program is.
Yes. I'll sidestep and say there are stories of success stories in the book too, which is always helpful.
Yes, it's always good. We always prove it.
Yes, absolutely.
Who else did it?
Me too. I'm like, wait, I need to see some receipts on this. So I've worked with bakers, fitness instructors, photographers, lawyers, and it all can be applied through this process, which is beautiful. So the program is called CASP. Once again, there's the 5 steps to be able to build your brand foundation, and at the end of the process, step 5 is the action, which is where everybody wants to start, and that's why you're not getting the results that you want.
Oh my gosh!
So you need to have the clarity through those 4 steps of going deeper. And then in step 5, then you can create a client attraction strategy, because it goes back to, if you know who you serve, then you know where they are. And if you know where they are, then you can get in front of them. And if you can get in front of them, you can share your message. And if you share your message, you're going to attract.
Oh my goodness. You make it sound so simple, which it actually is. Plus you go through all of the steps.
Yeah.
So I love that so much. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being bold. Thank you for playing big, right? And betting on yourself, right? Because you could have still been in corporate, and we would not be able to take all of this in that you have, all of this goodness.
I received that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So share with everyone how they can follow you, reach out to you, all the things.
Yeah. All the links are on my website. So Blue, like the color, Loui Studio, bluelouistudio.com. I'm Blue Loui Studio with an S on Instagram.
Okay.
And those are kind of like the 2 core places that you can connect with me. You can check out CASP and some of the other offerings that I have going on. And I've got a couple of freebies on there too. So if you want to get the process started right away, head over there and you'll find some different guides, some different PDFs, all in the intention to just help you really get this process started. Because what I hear more times than not is, I wish I would have started sooner. And I think you're going to kind of blow your own mind in what you're capable of. And I like to bring it back to, you're worthy of this mission. It just has to, you have to give yourself the space to dream big, and then we'll talk strategy.
Yeah. I love this so much. You guys, she laid it out plain for you. And if it wasn't as plain as you would like it to be, she has a book here.
Yes.
And she has free PDFs and things to download for you to get your wheels turning, or at least to have a framework like, oh, this is what it's like. This is what I need to do. And you can find that space and find that time with yourself so that you're able to figure out and identify who you are, who you want to talk to, who you want to serve, so that you know who those people are, know where they are,
you're getting it,
and how to present it to them, right?
Yes.
Because we know it's not just about the product; it's about the stories we sell.
Absolutely,
right?
and
we have to tell the stories. So stories sell, you all, not just the product.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'll share some of my takeaways. So okay, identity. Right?
Yes.
We have to know what our identity is, even if it's not our identity in the brand. What is the brand's identity? What is the purpose for this? And why am I doing this? Right? Knowing your why if you don't have a strong enough why, or if it don't make you cry, that ain't it. Would you
Ooh, that's
agree?
good. Yeah, that's a great
Sounds like you
tagline.
did. She said, ooh.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that for me, that means that you have to go deep. That means that you have
Deeper.
to spend time with yourself. That means you have to go in places in your heart that may not feel comfortable. But until we figure those things out and approach those things, we won't be able to get to that breakthrough.
100%.
So you guys, I've been here with Miss Jennah Lear. She is a brand strategist, author, and founder of Blue Loui Studio. And you guys, we were talking playing bigger with your brands. You guys, it's Nikki B here. That's it. That's all. You've been watching and listening to Futureland365 right here on WOVU 95.9. See you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.